bugs, plants, animals, I talked with one of the nation's most well-known naturalists, Dr. Rudy Mancke. Listen on to see what I had to ask. I'm excited to welcome you to the show, Dr. Rudy Mancke.
Well, it's good to be here.
I understand you are retired, but can you tell our listeners what kind of work you have done?
Well, I'm a naturalist. That's the word for me. And that means I study the world of nature and marvel at it, get excited about it. So I've taught, I've worked for the State Museum, I worked for South Carolina Educational Television, and I lead walks for all sorts of groups to all sorts of places.
I want to be an environmental scientist, and so do other kids. What do you recommend for students to do to fulfill their dream?
Well, what worked for me, is I fell in love with books early. I wanted to read everything I could, so I used the library, a media center, now I guess with other things besides books, but I used books. Plus, I went into the woods with everybody who could tell me something about what was out there. So I had experiences and gathered information, and that's what I've done all my life. I still do that.
Dr. Mancke, you are one of South Carolina's most well-known naturalists. Being a naturalist, what is a normal day like?
Well, usually I get in the office and I have emails from people who want to know what this, that, or the other thing is. They send me, a little picture of a skull or an insect or a leaf of a plant or a flower or whatever. So I answer all of those, their phone messages too. I teach at the University of South Carolina, and then I sometimes, lead walks or give talks to other groups. But I got a pretty busy schedule.
What kind of school education did you have to get to become a naturalist?
All right, now I did a lot on my own, okay? Because you want to do that. You don't want to just go to school to learn about things. Get started, early. I did. And so I went to college after high school, Wofford College. I was a pre-med major. My parents wanted me to be a general surgeon, I think. But I went to graduate school working with snakes, and then the Army took me away. And then when I came back, there was the State Museum, and they offered me a job, and hoorah.
What do you enjoy the most about nature?
Well, I like getting away from what man is doing and see, what's going on in the natural world. I mean, it makes me feel good. It's therapeutic, It's made my life richer than it would have been otherwise. And not only do I gain from it, but sharing stories, leading walks, then there are other people who gain from it too. So everybody wins, nobody loses. Nothing better than that.
What message would you like to tell our listeners?
Well, I think if you are really genuinely interested in something other than just yourself, then I encourage you to develop that interest and try to find a job where you are going to do what you love to do in your own way, and other people will benefit from it too. That's what I've been able to do. I wish that for everybody.
Thanks for being on the show, and thanks for taking time to talk with me.
My pleasure.
After going on a hike at the Casey Riverwalk with Dr. Mancke, I considered renaming my podcast to Just Keep On Asking because Dr. Mancke had so much knowledge. I hope you enjoyed this podcast on I Had to Ask.